Pedro Almodovar is definitely the most renowned Spanish director today. He is funny, he is sexy, he is dramatic, he is sinister, and he is complex. Pedro Almodovar is a wonderfully chaotic artist. Here's a bit of what he's done. Born on September 25, 1949, during a time when Spain was under the rule of dictator Francisco Franco, Pedro Mercedes Almodóvar Caballero lived most of his childhood with the desire of wanting to be part of something bigger. After a rough childhood with religion and terrible religious education that made him lose his faith in God altogether, Almodóvar chose to set his eyes on film, and he was determined to make his newfound dream a reality.
Yo siempre tuve claro, desde mi más tierna infancia, que quería pertenecer al mundo al mundo del cine. No sabía todavía en qué lugar exactamente. Pero recuerdo, con menos de 10 años, vivíamos en La Mancha. Y nos daban de comer, como yo creo que como a casi toda España en ese momento son, pan y chocolate. Entonces yo recuerdo las onzas de chocolate traían dentro cromos de artistas de Hollywood.
Mamá, hay 2 cromos.
Ay, deja los cromos ahora, hijo, vamos a comer.
Y ese fue mi primer contacto, y además era un contacto grasiento, untuoso, con las estrellas de cine, que para mí estaba claro que pertenecían a otro universo que no era el estrictamente manchego.
Moving to Madrid in 1967 with the hopes of becoming a filmmaker, Almodóvar became self-taught after Francisco Franco closed the National School of Cinema in Madrid shortly before he ever got the chance to join.
Cuando me vine a Madrid, que me vine muy pronto porque terminé el bachillerato y me independicé de inmediato, bueno, yo quería ir a la escuela de cine, pero en ese momento Franco tuvo el detalle de cerrarla, bueno, un poco antes. Y bueno, pude ir.
So, now that he was living in Madrid, Almodóvar took some odd jobs to get by. Eventually, he bought a Super 8 camera that he would use to make his very first short film, titled Dos putas o Historia de amor que termina en boda, in 1974. A 10-minute film about a magical fairy accidentally helping 2 sex workers find true love and get married. With his Super 8 camera, Almodóvar would continue to make more short films, all of which were shown off in bars and parties around Madrid and Barcelona. After 4 years of making his short films, Almodóvar would make his very first feature-length film titled Folle, Folle, Follemetín. The film was only released during a short period of time in 1978, and it hasn't been seen since. So, instead, the first commercial feature film of his career that was actually seen by the general public was Pepi, Lucy, Bom y otras chicas del montón, released only 2 years later in 1980. This marks Almodóvar's true starting point for what would be a fruitful career in the film industry and would provide some exciting performances by frequent collaborators of his, like Antonio Banderas, Carmen Maura, Penélope Cruz, Chus Lampreave, Rosy de Palma, Marisa Paredes, Cecilia Roth, and a few others. Almodóvar is known for the colors in his movies. Energetic and vibrant environments and outfits are what characterize his work when it comes to its visuals. Everything has a purpose, and the purpose is served well. Although colors usually have the same meaning across his films, there are times Almodóvar decides to change things. Red has previously represented passion, life, desire, and obsession. Blue has represented death, gloom, and even truth. And green represents greed and intelligence. When it comes to genres and themes of his films, however, then that's a more complex conversation. His films can be comedic, dramatic, melodramatic, romantic, erotic, charismatic, toxic, catastrophic, in a good way, and most importantly, authentic. His films stay authentic to his own experiences, authentic to the message, and authentic to the people within the story and their emotions, no matter what they may be. One constant that's present throughout most of Almodóvar's work is the presence and significance of women. Quite literally, the most important factor of his films is definitely women, since women have influenced, inspired, and taken the center stage of Almodóvar's life from the very beginning, and they've also done so since his very first film. If it weren't for the women in his life, Almodóvar would not be who he is today.
qué más?
No pongas esa cara de narrador, ¿eh? No quiero que pongas nada de esto en tus películas. No me gusta que salgan mis vecinas. No me gusta la autoficción.
¿Qué sabes tú de autoficción?
Te he oído explicarlo en una entrevista. A mis vecinas no les gusta que las saques.
Si no puedo tratarlas con más respeto ni más devoción. Cada vez que tengo ocasión, hablo de ti. Y digo que me he formado contigo y con las vecinas. Todo os lo debo a vosotras.
Pedro Almodovar doesn't ever back out when telling a story, and from his boldness comes greatness. There are two Almodovar films that I would love to talk about in lengthy detail, but I'll try to keep it short. Out of all the films he's made, these two in particular were the ones that stood out to me the most. The films that stuck with me even as I was editing this video, with various moments lingering in my mind. The first film is Matador. Released in 1986, the film tells the story of a retired matador with a sick obsession with death, his young student who suddenly confesses to being the perpetrator to a series of murders he never actually committed.
¿Le conocías?
Sí. Le maté.
¿Las conoces?
Sí. Eran compañeras mías. También las maté.
And the student's lawyer forms a twisted relationship with the matador.
Recién llegada a Madrid vi un suicidio en este puente. Noté algo muy extraño. Me sentí vacía y fuera de mi cuerpo. Después he vuelto más veces.
Tú y yo nos parecemos. A los dos nos obsesiona la muerte.
A todo el mundo le obsesiona.
Sí, pero no como a ti.
This film is about violence, the desire for violence, and it's through the tale of two twisted individuals that the audience witnesses this passion of death and brutality fed until the point of no return.
Te quiero más que a mí misma muerta. ¿Te gustaría verme muerta?
Sí. Y que tú me vieras muerto a mí.
The second film is
La vida me disgusta como una medicina inútil. Y es entonces cuando siento con visiones claras lo fácil que sería alejarse de este tedio si tuviese la simple fuerza de querer alejarlo de verdad.
Dolor y Gloria, a semi-autobiographical tale released in 2019 about Salvador Mayo, a film director and a man so deeply affected by life, reflecting on all of the choices he's made as he reminisces about the past and starts regretting his present. This film might have Antonio Banderas' best performance in any project ever. He manages to deliver the subtle yet precise pain of the melancholic director so efficiently, and it made me feel a strong and genuine connection with him. The writing and the acting combined were so potent to the point where the film got me to tear up near the end. That's how great this film is. Dolor y Gloria is Almodóvar at his best because of how genuine and personal the entire story is. And that's the reason why I love and appreciate Almodóvar's work in general so much. Pedro Almodóvar is currently the most acclaimed Spanish filmmaker, and after everything I learned about him through watching his films and watching what's become one of my favorite films of all time, I've come to realize that he's one of the most unique artistic voices of the nation's current state of cinema, and whatever he makes next will surely be another great piece of art.
Marta tiene un marcapasos que la niña